Alright, hello. So today I am going over the Msr Hoop. It's a relatively new tent. I think it came out in 2012. It's part of the Experience series, and it weighs about 4.5 pounds, 4.5 to 5, depending if you put guidelines, what kind of stakes you use, stuff like that. There is a lightweight pitching method if you have the footprint, which comes with the tent. And it's a great tent, but there are a few drawbacks to it, and I'm going to go over that in this video. And about Msr tents, they hold themselves to a standard when they're creating their tents, so all of their tents are like really nice. Alright, so I'm going to set it up and come back to you when I have that done. Alright, so here now I have the Msr Hoop set up. I've only staked in the two midpoints, and I'm going to show you why in a second. But anyway, so for the pole design, they have a 3-pole system, and these two smaller poles on the end, they don't really weigh much. Their main purpose is just to stretch out the corners and keep the tent up. And if you take these out on the end, it'll just fall down unless you have it staked in. And so the main pole goes to a midsection on each side of the tent, and there's two on the top. And then Msr has these awesome clips, which for some reason other companies don't do this, but they put their clips on facing the direction of the tent. For some reason brands like REI and Alps and other brands don't do that. And so you get it twisted and it looks weird and it's not as strong. And that's one thing I like about Msr, is they make their tents great. They hold themselves to a standard, and all of their tents will be high quality because they've always held themselves to a standard to make good tents. I see other companies that just try to make as many tents that they can put on the market as possible, like Coleman, that probably has like 10 different 6-man tents out there. But anyway, so for me, I like this netting to waterproof, netting to polyester ratio. The person that I was tenting with didn't really like it. I agree that there could be a little bit more netting, and it might prove a problem in the summer when a lot of perspiration will condensate at the top of the tent and then drip down in places like right here, the low points of the top. But another great thing about it is that it's all taut. Like this tent is like a drum. Oh, not quite. It's not staked in yet, but I'll show you how it's like a drum once I stake it all in, which I'll do right now. So I picked up these awesome carbon core stakes, and they are amazing. They only weigh 5 grams each, so they're not heavy at all. And I probably just shoved that through a rock or something, or between two rocks. But funny story, the other day I was setting this up, and when I staked it in, I staked one of them right over a rock. So instead of moving the tent, I just got a hammer and pounded the stake straight through the rock. The stake was perfectly fine. It's probably not how I should treat the stakes, considering they are extremely expensive, $7.50 a piece. And this little corner came undone. Alright, so there, right over a rock. Alright, just shove that through a rock. The stake is perfectly fine. They only weigh 5 grams. They have a carbon fiber center, and with my experience with carbon fiber, they will bend until they snap. Other than that, they kind of have elastic properties and will go back to their original shape. Not really elastic, but they bend back. Alright, so now it should be like a drum. Last time I set it up, it was like a drum. And it's really taut. So, now let's take a look at the inside. Alright, so there's the floor, obviously a little dirty because I just went camping with it at Sid Richardson, which is infamous for its dust that coats literally everything. And it sucks. But other than that, Sid Richardson is fine. So it's got a lot of space, 32 square feet. It's got these little clips to roll it up, roll this door up, which I'm not going to do right now. It's got four of these things. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 on the sides, and 2 on the top. And what I like about all these MSR tents, they have these vertical walls that make it feel a lot more spacious, and there's a lot more room. And this has, I believe, 69 cubic feet in it, yeah, which is 20 more than the Hubba Hubba. I think that this is a remake of the Hubba Hubba. I'm not sure. Or if it's just new in the Experience series for MSR. I mean, it seems a lot like the Hubba Hubba. My friends have said, oh, that's your new tent? It doesn't look any different from the old tent. Well, the Hubba Hubba was all netting. It was 29 square feet and 20 cubic feet less. 49 cubic feet. So that's the inside. It's very ergonomic. However, you can't put the universal gear loft. I had the Hubba Hubba for a while, but then one of the shot cord broke in one of the poles, so I returned it, and I was looking around, found this tent. It's a little bit better, so I decided why not, and decided to buy it. And I saved like $200 returning everything, including from the Hubba Hubba, like the footprint and the actual tent. So that's really it for the main body. So now I'm going to put up the Rainfly and I'll get back to you. Alright, so here is the tent with the Rainfly. It has very large vestibules. It has 6 guideline points, 2 of which I do not have staked in because I have not received the other carbon core stakes. Those are on the way in the mail. But it's very taut, and this is really like a drum. You can hear that. And something that I don't like, the vestibule isn't very taut. It's not really like a drum like the rest of the tent, and that's because this isn't very level ground, which is a problem that I have with the tent. You have to have a very large area of flat land, which for some hikes you may not have available. So you're going to have these crappy vestibules that have all these folds in it, like right here. And sorry if you see all this dirt on it, right there. That's, again, Sid dust. That everything that goes to Sid Richardson Scout Camp gets covered in Sid dust. So there is six guideline points above 1 foot, which adds a lot of stability. I use these MSR tensioners. It's really nice and kind of luxurious for a backpacking tent. It has these awesome vents, which water will not get in unless it's raining sideways. So it has one on the other side too. Kind of small, but it's placed right next to the netting on the inside, which is good. Not really much to say about the vestibule, not really much more. So you can roll it up. These are really big vestibules. Anyway, I'm going to put the camera down for a second. Alright, so that's what it's like rolled up. Not much to say about the vestibule, although it's nice. Although you need a large area of flat land, which may be hard to find in backpacking. Easily enough area to store your backpack. That's really all I have to say. Besides, it's not a very dynamic tent, and I bought this for Philmont. I want to keep it, so I might get another tent. I might get a different tent, depending on how much money I have. So, that being said, it's not very suitable for Philmont because it's not dynamic. You can't place it, you can't pitch it in a bunch of different environments. Alright, so back to the tent. Sorry I had to cut that up. But anyway, so what I was saying, that it's not a very dynamic tent. It can't handle a variety of different environments. I bought this for Philmont. I want to keep it. It's great for car camping, stationed in one place where there's a large campsite, stuff like that. However, for hiking where there's a variety of different environments and you're forced to find a space to put it, it might be a little bit more difficult. So, that being said, for Philmont, what I bought it for, and all of you who don't know what Philmont is, it's some huge hike, like 10 days, and depending on the trail you pick, it's 50 to 109 miles, depending on the trail you pick. So, anyway, to sum it all up before I show you cleaning it, which is not difficult, to sum it up, the good points of this tent is that it's really waterproof. Nothing will get through this, and since it has a bathtub floor, nothing can bounce under. It's very spacious. It has a lot of place to put gear. It's sturdy. It's considered light because it's under 6 pounds. To me, 6 pounds is heavy, but according to the backpacker world, anything under 6 pounds is considered light. It's got a lot of nice features. It has 6 skyline points, which will also increase the sturdiness. And overall, it's a really nice tent. Bad parts, 14 stake points, so it's going to cost more to provide good stakes, like I did. It's not a very dynamic, wind's picking up, so it's not a very dynamic tent. It has to be set up in completely flat environments, and if it's not, it will have sloppy vestibules like this that have all these folds in it. Overall, it's a great tent. I would probably give it 4 stars out of 5. I would definitely recommend this to a friend, as long as they're not trying to go on Philmont like I am. But anyway, for cleaning it, I gathered some dirt up. You can't see it at all because almost no dirt got in. All that came out the last time I broke down this tent. It's not very difficult for the outside. Normally I'll get some sort of a brush and I'll get dirt like this off. I couldn't really find one, so now I have this broom, which did not work well. Ooh, tripped over a guy line, which did not work very well. There is still a lot of dirt on this. So for the Rainfly on the first camp out, which normally I camp out at Sid Richardson, which is not backpacking, just normal camping, which everything will be covered in Sid dust. So I'll do a waterproof test, which obviously tests the waterproof, and it'll get all the dirt off. But right now, that's really it. So thanks for watching this video. I really hope you like this. And leave comments, questions. I'll be happy to answer them, and feedback from me. Giving commentary about gear is new to me, so I want to know how I did, what I can improve on. And sorry that this was such a long video. I think it's now close to 20 minutes. I'm really sorry I've drawn this out. I'm going to draw it out no more. Bye.